Hey guys, welcome to another Brown Baller Brand video. Today I'm going to be talking about the top 20 transfers for the 2020 recruiting cycle. So, if you're not familiar, the NCAA Division I Council opted last month against implementing comprehensive new transfer legislation for the 2020 to 2021 academic year. It likely stopped a second wave of entries into college basketball's transfer portal. The council's vote called for more time to develop the new rules to govern what will be a substantial change to college sports, allowing athletes in all sports to transfer once without having to sit out for a season. And so this change appears destined to come eventually, maybe even in the 2021 to 2022 season, but it won't go into effect this season. And that almost assuredly means that some players who were thinking about entering the transfer portal now will choose to stay put for at least another season, which kind of affects their career. Even still, dozens of high major caliber players opted to transfer this offseason. So first off, we have Oliver Sarr, whose old school is Wake Forest and his new school is Kentucky. Up next, we have Marcus Santos Silva, whose old school is VCU and his new school is Texas Tech. Up at number 3, we have LJ Figueroa. His old school is St. John's, and he hasn't quite chosen or indicated his new school, but he has indicated that he wants to transfer. He averages about 14.5 points, and 37.3% of his field goals go in. Number 4, we have Andrew Nembhard. His old school was Florida, and he hasn't indicated or shown any specific interest in another school, so that's to be determined. At number 5, we have Landers Noli, whose old school was Virginia Tech, and his new school is Memphis. At number 6, we have DJ Carton, whose old school was Ohio State, and his new school is the Marquette. At number 7, we have Kobe King, whose old school was Wisconsin, and his new school is Nebraska. He averages about 10 points per game and 19 as he starts as a junior. At number 8, we have Liam Robbins, whose old school was Drake, and his new school is Minnesota. He averages about 14 points a game and 7 rebounds with 3 blocks, which is pretty impressive. At number 9, we have Mac McClung, whose old school was Georgetown, and his new school is Texas Tech. A lot of people trying to go to Texas Tech, I see. At number 10, we have Alan Griffin, whose old school was Illinois, and his new school is Syracuse. And so he plays for about 18 minutes a game. He averages about 9 points a game and 5 rebounds. So it's pretty impressive. At number 11, we have Jamarius Burton, whose old school is Wichita State, and his new school is Texas Tech once again. He averages about 10 points, and his three-point shot is about 38%. Number 12, we have Davis DeJulius. His old school is the University of Michigan, and his new school is Cincinnati. He was going to actually pick Arizona State over Michigan. He was drafted to play in the NCAA, but he turned down pro instead of becoming a Wolverine. So he averages about 7 points a game, about 3 rebounds, and about 2 assists, hitting about 36% from the three-point line. At number 13, we have Ty Brewer, whose old state was Southeast Louisiana, and his new school is going to be East Tennessee State. He's 6'7". He averages about 15 points a game, about 8 rebounds, about 2 steals. Pretty good. At number 14, we have Chandri Brown, whose old school was Wake Forest. His new school is the University of Michigan. At number 15, we have DeAndre Williams. His old school was Evansville. His new school is Memphis. He's 6'9". He makes about 46% of his three-pointers. He averages about 15 points a game and 7 rebounds. At number 16, we have Both Gotch, whose old school was the University of Utah. He hasn't indicated or shown he wants to choose a new school, so that's to be determined. He's 6'6", 4-star prospect, averages about 11 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. At number 17, we have Alex Connell, who wants to go from Duke to Creighton. He's a 3-point shooter, and he's one of the top 100 recruits from his year. At number 18, we have Luther Muhammad, whose old state was Ohio State, and his new state is Arizona State. This one seemed to be confirmed that he will be transferring. At number 19, we have Trey Murphy, whose old school was Rice, and his new school is Virginia. He's 6'8", 39% from the three-point line. It takes about 6 attempts a game, 25 plus games. Seems to be a pretty high-scoring player. And finally, at number 20, we have Javon Freeman Liberty, whose old school is Valparaiso, and his new school is said to be DePaul. He's a 6'3" guard, and he seems to be he seems to have finished up his second college season. And so this was the kind of general wrap of all the top 20 transfers of the 2020 cycle. And so there are some people that we kind of expected to be on here, some people that we didn't back in the beginning of January. And so it's kind of cool to see how these people have taken their career opportunity in basketball and really made that their life. Transferring schools, transferring essentially their whole career into dedicating it to basketball. So it's great to see that. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked today's video. Comment down below and drop a like if you liked it. And if you really loved it, drop a subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.